Tire screen. And here we go. So we should be looking good now. No, I don't want to customize my screen. Yeah, it's warm. It's warm down here, Chris. Pollution's still quite bad as well in Bangkok. Really bad, actually. So here we go. This is the Chang over on the right, over on the left-hand side. I'll be on a picture where I am. You can't see it unless I can move myself. You can't move. No, it won't let me move. It won't let me move it. So down in little America, those guys down there, it's reading 159. So it's still really, really high down with Joe, and all the guys are on that side. They're very, very close to Burma, and there's a lot of burning going on there. On our side, by the sea, you can see we've actually got a green 29, which is excellent down at Bampay. So that's brilliant. So, and in where we are right now, the air's really, really clear. I was in Pattaya yesterday. That was also clear. So we are looking a lot better than what we was. Chiang Rai. This is Chiang Rai. Chiang Rai, Chiang Mai. It's basically the worst in the world. You can see it. This is not getting no better. These fires up in Chiang Rai, Chiang Mai, and the surrounding areas, I couldn't live up there. Period. I would never live there. This year, seeing these charts, now I've started doing these weather charts. I am convinced anyone who lives in Chiang Rai, Chiang Mai, you're taking years off your life living up there with these smoke conditions. Some of these readings up there are crazy. And readings up there this week of over 500. That's 10 times over WHO. It makes no sense to me. Absolutely makes no sense to me. So that's Chiang Rai and the north. I love Gordon, who's up there, but my God, Gordon. He sent me some pictures last week as well. No, it was horrendous. And this is Thailand, Laos, and Cambodia. You can see coming down to where we live on this side, we're okay. And you can see a lot of the fires are going out in Cambodia. But as you go up to northern Laos and come across to Burma and over to Bangladesh, it's just not good. You know, up that way is terrible. You got readings there of 410, you know, and that's on the chart, you know, so that is not looking good at all. You want to be looking at least like this. As I say, there's loads of like in our area, we are good. This is the fire map. As you can see, Chiang Mai has dropped down behind Tehran, and you can see these. You know, even the Wuhan's in there. Wuhan and air pollution as well. They don't have a virus; they have air pollution. You know, look at it. You know, this is ridiculous. This is. So you're up there with Calcutta, you know, Kuwait City. I've never been there. How the hell can Kuwait City be 144? Well, there you go. But as I say, Chiang Mai is up there as the worst city in the world. And that red map on the left-hand side, that is all the fires. And you can see the fires are outside of Thailand. These fires really are not in Thailand. The fires in Thailand are minimal. I can probably see the map better than what you guys can. But you can see the border. And although it's really, really bad on the border areas when it's going up against Chiang Rai, Chiang Mai, and Laos, northern Laos, it's horrendous. It's horrendous, guys. You know, over in the Philippines, they're even burning over there at the moment as well. But the air quality over there should be quite good. And this is just centering in on Bangkok. Bangkok is improving. Still couldn't live there. Still too high. But that is a massive improvement. Bangkok's dropped down to like 79, between 60 and 79. So it's looking a lot better. Good morning, Steve. I'll see you this morning. I'm coming there for breakfast sometime. So have the best breakfast in Thailand. So that was that chart. Pictures of the week. Oh, yes, let's have pictures of the week. So here we go. Before we do the markets. Here we go. 1 second. Just set this up. And there you go. Let's do some screen sharing. There you go. So, the first picture is Gary, Richard, and Jerry. And Jerry's now gone back to Canada. Good morning, Jerry, if you're watching this later on in the day. So we was at Peaky Blinders. There's Gary there with another small meal. But we had a great time there, as always, in Peaky Blinders. This was Peaky Blinders last week. We went there a few times last week because there were a few guys going home and they wanted to return. That was the strawberry pavlova. And then on the right, you've got the Parma ham with the goat's cheese. Wow, on garlic bread. That's just an amazing dish that ET does there. And then on Monday or I can't remember the days, but it's all the days going to everything. But we went down to see Greenie, a few of us down here. This is Greenie's private beach. He doesn't show this on his videos, I don't think. But this is the two angles of his beach. So if you turn to the right when you get down to Brian's Beach, you've got Northern Patio up here. And if you turn to the left, you get this picture where Greenie and Gary are standing. So great place, great place. And we went to this little home in Bangsaray. This little Bangsaray, then they'd done a absolutely wicked panini in there. And then we popped into Freshella, and one of the guys had a burger. And that was a panini in Freshella, which was very nice. And this is what I had on the right-hand side. I had the egg fried rice with the sweet and sour chicken, which was absolutely delicious. And this was all us guys all meeting up down there, going down there, retired nomad lives, wonderful. So we had a great time in Freshella. Freshella is a really reasonable place, that egg fried rice. So I had egg fried rice, sweet and sour chicken, and a Coke, and it was 235 baht. So I had to go and have something else to eat because 235 baht is just too cheap. Then we met up with Mitch later on in the week, probably the following day, and we also met up with Andy Stubbs. There's Andy Stubbs there. So we met up with Andy Stubbs and Mitch, and we met up with them in the Cajun lifestyle. And I can't remember what I had in there, but Anna come with us. I'm standing up taking the photograph. Regular guys there, Jim and John and Gary. We just had a great laugh in there that day. I'd say, that's what I had. Eggs Benedictine. Look at that. They were wicked. Those eggs were cooked to perfection. Yeah. And then the following day, went out with Steve, and I went had a lovely sizzlers, which was amazing. And then the following day, went to Valley View Restaurant, and I had soldiers and eggs and soldiers, and bacon. And this is Steve. His missus owns the Valley View Restaurant, and the lovely Chris. And this is Jerry's last breakfast before he flew back to wonderful Canada. Good guy. He's going to be back in October. After that, went into Yamazaki. This is a I think it's like a Japanese come Korean bakery. Amazing. The pastries in there are to die for. The donuts are to die for. So I couldn't resist it, really. I went for donuts, and this is like a cheese, onion, garlic bun. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. If you must try Yamazaki if anyone comes down to Rayong. I also went car hunting. I didn't buy the car on the day, but basically I'm going to be buying this. This is going to be my car. Haven't purchased it yet. It's a 12-week waiting list for this car. They're that popular. 12 weeks you got to wait. So these go for 700,000 baht. So I can justify that. The Fortuna in the background, they now go for 2 million. And because I only go between here and Pattaya, I don't need a Fortuna. And I just, driving that Fortuna down Soy Bacau doesn't sound like good fun to me, So this one here, which is the new Yaris Sport, is really, really nice, and I'm going to buy the top of the range, which is 700,000. And the top of the range has got your leather seats, it's got your Android, it's got your sensors and cameras and blah, 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 etc., etc. But the good thing about it is the miles per gallon I'm going to get out of it. So I'm going to be using about 75% less fuel driving that car. So over a period of time, that car is literally going to pay for itself. I've already worked it out. So that's the new car. This is the dear old Anna, because she's now finished school. And she hasn't gone up to the farm yet, but she'll be going up to the farm to see her grandparent and see all the cousins up there. So Anna's looking forward to that. But we took her to the playground the other day. This is Peaky Blinders, our second visit. And this is Peaky Blinders cinnamon buns. These cinnamon buns are to die for. I'm telling you, these cinnamon buns are to die for. They're that good. As good as I've ever had. And E.T. does a great job there. This is us. Daz. Daz is back from wonderful America, so he comes to Peaky Blinders as well. How many times do you do Peaky Blinders in 1 week? Fucking hell, boys. John, Gary, Jim, Daz, and me. I've got a mouthful of food, as you can see. And E.T. outdone himself again and done lemon meringue. The lemon meringue was just unbelievable. It was so light, beautiful. Here we go, guys. The girl on the right-hand side. This is not a Russian, not a Ukrainian. This is somebody from Holland. Could have a fake passport, though, because she's been done for having fake documentation or not the correct documentation to be in Thailand. So they are going around nicking people. And this was somebody's pink or blue wedding. Is it going to be blue? Is it going to be pink? No, it was black. There you go. I just thought it was a funny picture. And next, this was a construction worker. He went to drop off his load, but he dropped off his truck. These are not photoshops. These are actual pictures. On the left-hand side, this is where companies are trying to get their people back into work. So they said to this company, this wealth management company, please come to work, but dress how you dressed when you worked on Zoom. Now, this looks like me, really, because I do a lot of Zoom stuff and with people, training and stuff and advice and blah, blah, blah. All boring stuff, really, but I do it. And this is how I dress, because I used to have I'd have a striped shirt on, business shirt, but underneath I'd have just a pair of shorts on. So I thought that picture was funny. This was a couple of bad accents this week. This was a Russian who decided to go out on the piss and drove straight into a concrete pole. They died. They didn't have an helmet on, but they died. And this was a policeman. He pulled over this. He pulled over this little bike, and he drove into the ditch because he was looking at the bike and not at the ditch, and that's what happened. And then you got they're really clamping down on immigration here, which is not a bad thing because a lot of these people are like scammers, etc. So I don't know nothing about this guy. I don't know if this guy, I'm not saying this guy's a scammer, but there's a lot of scammers out there, as you all know. This guy had overstayed for 8 years and he just found out he was being deported back. And the one on the left is, and this is a true fact, I've always said it, 98% of people in life are unsuccessful. Only 2% are, and that's from Google. It's a fair representation. And if you want any expert links in there about visas, getting your driving license, healthcare cover, down in the description, all the ones are all down there. All the links are down there. Got loads and loads. And as I get the extra links, I'll put them to the description because I've got like 5,000 words I can use down there. So they're down there. So if you want to be an expert like Einstein, go to my description. And I'm showing Exeter's pyramids again because this is really important. I'll probably put this up every week. And this is showing how bad we are. The dollar is not going to end. This is gold at the bottom. I call paper money the US dollar. Yeah. If you're going to have one currency, the only one worth having is the US dollar. All the rest it's just paper. It's just monopoly money, a lot of it. Like the yuan and the euro are monopoly money. Then above that, you've got bonds and treasuries. This is where a lot of money piled into last week in the euro crisis with the banking. This is it. As soon as we've had the banking crisis in America, it was, it's so bad, America, the dollar's finished and everything else. No. That's because the Americans just don't want all your money. Everyone's getting rid of their euros, getting rid of their yuan and throwing it into the US because, as you've seen over the last few weeks, the US are guaranteeing that money. The yuan is like monopoly money. You don't know how much they're printing. It is literally a worthless currency. Anyway, derivatives at the top. That's what's basically causing it all. And this corporate debt, and especially when it comes down to commercial properties are the next nightmare. Come in. And charts coming up. Not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Do your own due diligence. Do your own research before you invest in anything. Please don't trust me. Just recently, one of the guys in our group, without saying who it is, he's not with us now. He's gone back home. But he gave like $500,000 to his best friend to invest. And his best friend basically bankrupted him. So just be careful. You need to do your own investments. I do my own investments, guys. I do my own investments, and I don't do anyone else's money. I only do my own. Yeah, I would never, ever manage somebody else's money because if I did, it'd be like I'm working, and I don't really want to work that hard. Yep. So this week they're saying like the end of the dollar. I can tell you now, this is all bullshit. There's no way whatsoever the US dollar's going to end. Yeah. If the US dollar's going to end, I hate to think where the yuan's going to be, the yen's going to be, the pound's going to be, the euro's going to be. So don't believe the mainstream media. They are propagating lies at the moment, as always. That's the reason why I don't watch it. It's just I see it come up on my stream on the wonderful YouTube. USD over the last month, you can see we're in a slight downward trend. I'm looking for it to return to 35. It's just under 34.2 at the moment. So it's got like, a long way to go to get back to 35 at the moment. But I honestly believe that Dixie is going to get stronger. And when the Dixie gets stronger, the US dollar gets stronger. Aussie, again, it's been struggling all month. It's been bouncing down, and we're just waiting for the bounce. But at the moment, it's struggling. I'll be looking to get back to 23, but it's really, really struggling. I'm looking at this at the moment. It's saying it's going back down again. So in your case, Chris, it's going down, but you need to wait for it to bounce back up before you change any money into Thai baht, unless you've done it last month already. Pound versus the Thai baht. The pound's recovered quite well, really. So you're getting over 42, so you're not doing too bad. Although it looks like it's just crossed over. So if you are going to change over pounds to Thai baht, it probably wouldn't be a bad suggestion to do it today before the markets open. S&P 500. Well, the S&P 500 here has broken out. It's broken out above the moving average as well. So it's up over 200 points over the month, but I see a retracement of this. I see this coming back down again on the S&P. You can see it's just flying up. It's crossed over on the MACD down the bottom here, and it's going to retrace. Hello, Tommy. Robert, there we go. Robert Max back in. Thank God for that. Yeah, look. I don't know what happened there, Robert, with your that's crazy, that is. Yeah, sorry, Robert. I don't know what went on with that. That's YouTube mucking around with the all the spanners, all the moderators. The Dow's down over the month. This is down to the banking crisis. So it's in a downward trend, but again, it has bounced back up again on Friday. I still see that pulling back. Crude oil, over the month, it bounced down, but because we had the banking crisis, this is over the month, this chart. So you can see it come down. We had the banking crisis. It come down. The Fed put the, guaranteed everyone's bank account. So then it crawled back up again. I'm not going to be going into crude oil at the moment. Natural gas. The reason why I show the natural gas, because this is going to be my next major. This will be my personal investment. Yeah. At the moment, it's come down to 2196 or 219. I'm looking for this to go down to like 1.8 or 1.5. If it goes it down to 1.8 or 1.5, I will go in large. I will go in large at 1.8, see if it retraces to 150, and then I will go in with another 50%. I'm looking at putting an investment into this of at least a minimum of 100,000 US dollars. But I'm not looking at this as a 1 week or a 2 week deal. I'm actually looking at natural gas for a 5-year period, because I believe natural gas, oil, coal, all the ones where the greenies, they hate them. They hate them. So all the big hedge funds and everything else are staying out of natural gas. They have to stay out just so they can be, green, so they can be green and woke. But this will earn good money. So I see natural gas. If I could pick up natural gas at $1.50 or $1.80, and in that 5-year period, at any one time, guys, you can keep your eye on it yourself if you want. If that goes back to $15, as it could do, I've tenfolded my money. And that is the reason I'm doing that, because basically I've cashed out some gold because I wanted to get money into cash, but I'm now sitting in a very, very large cash position. So I need to invest that cash to for the future. Yeah. And so I've gone all the way through the markets, and the only value I can see is in natural gas at the moment. Gold is totally oversold. So that's pulled back a little bit more. I still think gold's going to have a marvelous year, but I see this being pulled back. Hopefully, hopefully it does come back, because I've sold some and I've got to buy Anna's gold this month, so I need the gold price to come down. Platinum, this is a waiting game for me. It's now trading at 1,000. I won't buy it at 1,000. For me, it's just totally overvalued. So I'm looking for a retracement on this. I only buy. I won't buy this unless it drops down to 900. So platinum is a waiting game for me. So at the moment, I'm sitting on the sidelines. I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting there in cash. Cash is king, and that's the place I want to be at the moment. Silver. I wouldn't even buy silver coins at the moment. Silver's overpriced, and that's going to come down this week. It's above the moving average, but this is going to get knocked back. This will get knocked back. So it's trading like $24. That is so expensive. That is unbelievable. But and you can see it's just bubbling along, doing nothing. It's going in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. And if you was sitting there in front of your desk, you could physically trade it like that to make your money. So you'd go out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. So that you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4 trades there. But I couldn't be bothered doing that, because you're only going from $20 to 24. So that's for $4. That's a lot of work to make $1 in 24. That's not enough profit for me. That's FX trading. It's not enough profit. BTC is bubbling along at the top here. I think this is just being totally manipulated. It's building up strength, but it just can't go above 30. It's not looking good. It's looking all right, but I still see a retracement, and you can see a downward trend in here in people. You can see this in the MACD. It's really not doing anything. Bitcoin. The Dixie I see rebounding. If it just can get above that moving average, I see this going way up. I see the dollar going way up. So all this bullshit about where they want you to get rid of your dollars because the dollar's finished, that is all bullshit. That will never, never, never happen. I believe this dollar is going to get stronger again. But at the moment, it's just bubbling along. This is all to do with the banking crisis. The banking crisis is looking not good. We're not out of the woods in the banking crisis. Deutsche Bank, you can see over the month, look at it. It lost about 30% over the month, Deutsche Bank. That's on dodgy ground. It's going back up because it's being pumped. It's being pumped by the central bank. If you see the picture on the front there, you got on my thumbnail this week, I've used the woman out of the central bank, and I've used Powell. Well, she's a convicted crook, She got 18 months for fraud, and they've made her. She's now in charge of the central banks. That just shows you how corrupt the banks are. First Republic, the depositors have been told their money's safe. So you can see it is making a slight retracement there with people putting their money back in. But as the money's coming in, money's also coming out as well. So basically, it was trading at the beginning of the month. It was trading at $140, and at the end of the month, it was down to 13. So it was a tenfold loss, 90% loss. It was that is like unbelievable, unbelievable. First Republican Bank. I hope they survive. Signature Bank. Well, it's gone. It's just gone. I've stopped trading, finished it. It's been sold. Shares have gone from $320 a share. I stopped trading at 19 cents. UBS has bought out Credit Suisse, and UBS has come down. That's bouncing back up again, but this is the ECB pumping money into it, because that's the deal. Credit Suisse, again, finished. From the beginning of the month where it was trading at $14, end of the month, it's 88 cents. Terrible. Charles Schwab is also struggling as well. You can see it's below the moving average. It's gone from $76 down to 62. Charles Schwab, not looking good. HSBC, again, they bought Signature Bank or part of Signature Bank, and the one with the Silicon Valley Bank, they bought part of that. UK government said, yeah, don't worry, we'll bail you out as long as you buy it. They bought this on a Sunday. That was here. On the Monday, you see their shares crashed, and they're pretty well much stayed the same. So their shares have gone from $39 down to $35, but the Bank of England are pumping money into it to save them. Tesla is on a bit of a spring here. If Tesla goes above 230, Gary, you're off to the races. But Tesla's looking quite good. It looks like the Democrats are trying to kill Tesla at the moment. They hate Tesla. And again, this was the overnight borrowing chart. So this is where the banks go to the Fed and borrow money overnight. You can see back in 2008, 2009, where it went to a peak. It normally runs at zero. Then we had the Wuhan, so it jumped up. Then it come back down again. And on this week's chart, you just see where it's bounced right up to this red line. This is not good. This never happens. The last time that happened before 2009 was a long, long time ago. And this is like the Wuhan recession. You can see this is bouncing up here. It looks like we're heading into another recession. But the mainstream media and the government will say anything that we're not. But at the end of the day, guys, we're the ones who go out, we go shopping. It's looking horrendous. And this is where the Chinese guy and the Russian got together, and they said they're going to make their own currency. They can make whatever currency they want because all it is Mickey Mouse currency. And again, as I say, gold's at the bottom, followed by paper money. Myself personally, I'd put property above gold. Gold's a standard, but I'd put property, then paper money, then the treasury bills, and then the rest. But it's saying real estate's up here. But I would say if you own your real estate and you got no mortgage, I'd put the real estate above the gold. I reckon the real estate is as good as gold. And that's it for this week. Go back here.